What up? It's your boy T Wizzo in the house. This is Modern Talk. And I'm your host, Tommy Wiz.
Modern Talk. Why?
Welcome, Modern Talkers. This is Modern Talk. That's the real one. But you gotta change it up, dude. I need to do more of that stuff because, and maybe you hated that, so maybe that's not, that specific thing isn't your cup of tea. But dude, I have my own TV show. I can do whatever I want. I could be Mr. Rogers. That would take a little bit more, people. I do want to do that. I want to walk in, like, no irony, have a camera follow me and sing a song. That's my dream. And it's funny because you think of, like, it's YouTube, people just like sit there and talk and whatever, or they do stupid skits that aren't funny. And am I too far away? I don't even know. Yes, didn't move at all. Great. You could do anything you want on a video, and it's crazy, and you don't think about that. I don't think about that because it's like also just a podcast, I guess. But I don't know. Doing a song at the beginning might also play on audio only, you know? It might not be as cool or funny if you don't see me, putting on my sweater and stuff. Oh, by the way, I got this sweater at H&M, and I'll get to that part later, but, and you know me, I jump around. I was shopping, and I saw this rack that said $9.99. I was like, dang, that's awesome. And they had all these, like, kind of cool sweaters. And so I got one that was pink, and it had a Krusty the Clown stitched thing on. So like, dude, that's so cool. Pink is fun. It's a color people don't usually wear that are guys. And Krusty the Clown, I love The Simpsons. So, and I'm a clown. So this all makes sense. All that math added up, let's do it. I went up to the counter and I gave it to her. And she said, okay, I got this and that sweater. And she says, okay, that'll be, and we're getting into the summer season. So I thought, not the solo summer season, just the summer season in general in my timeline. So I thought sweaters, they're putting them down because not many people are wearing sweaters in March on the beach. So I gave her those two sweaters, and she said, okay, that'll be $66. And I was like, 9 plus 9, I'm not great at math, but that's not $30 or not $66. It's not $36 either. So like, oh, I thought this. I thought it said $99.99, and she's like, she showed me the tag, and she's like, no, it's $30. And so mean. So she was so, like, didn't have a personality, and I'm sure it was just that day. I don't think she's that person, but she was so blunt and boring, and she was probably just doing that to protect herself for whatever reason. But sometimes when the tag says a number, it doesn't mean it's the actual number. Sometimes they don't mark it down because that's an extra step that they have to do. So they're like, well, it's already on the sign, so clearly it's this. So I was like, what the heck? I don't know if I was being stupid or someone just put it there and it was actually on another rack. Jeez. But I went back later, and dude, they fool you, bro. It said a big, like not a huge sign, but the sign was like this big, and then in bold white around it said $9.99, and then teeny tiny it said and up, so $9.99 and up. So it could have been any amount that wasn't under $9.99. Like, what do I care if it's an infinite amount? Like, say $20 and under, and they, they're just trying to get you, and they got me, bro. I feel like I'm one of those people, and I think everyone thinks they're one of these people that they can't get got like that. But I kind of didn't get got because I said put back the crusty one. It's girly anyway. People think I'm girly in general, as it is. I don't need that extra. He's wearing pink. I don't know if he's a little. Um, he's got that long hair. And he hasn't had a girlfriend in a while. Um, so I was like, put the crusty back, and I'll keep this. So I got this because, and I thought this would be like a 2-second story, but it's the first thing I said, so we're hot and rolling. So this is what happened. But Kodak is a camera company. So I went to film school, whatever. So this seems like I did the fashion math like I did with Krusty, and it added up. And then on the back it says, I don't know if you could see it. Oh, because of my. It says something about smile. It says something about smile. I didn't know if the mic picked me up, so I said it again. But so I like to smile, dude, and it's pictures, so that makes sense. And I need to talk about something else. And I don't like when people have like their motto or mantra or whatever on their shirt, because it's like, who's that for? Is that for you? Like, do you need that reminder on your shirt to like be happy? Like it just says be happy with a flower. Like, is that for you? And if it's for you, you looking down all the time? And if it's for other people, like, why are you putting that on me? So I don't like when people have like, be happy or like smell a flower when you're in a shower or something, Let's make that shirt. Dude, I gotta make that shirt now. That's hilarious. I haven't done one of these in 2 weeks. Not because I didn't want to, or because I don't love you anymore, dude, that's a bigger story, But because I do love you, but I'm learning about myself that I do things, Sadeeper, I do things for other people so that because I'm nervous that they won't like me anymore. Yes, dude. So sad. Wow, so deeper. So 2 weeks ago, I did this. I'm about to do it again because I recorded it, but only 15 minutes of like the almost hour was recorded because the card or whatever that I was using was full, and I've been deleting off of it, but you have to do another step to delete to actually have free space, which makes no sense. But I wasn't that mad, charge it to the game. I'm stepping up my game, bro. So this is gonna happen when you take bigger steps. Setbacks happen, but if you stay the same, you'll constantly be setting yourself back because you're not growing, you're dying. So charge it to the game. And then the next week there was an inspection here for the church, whatever. But I'm back now, so I'm about to give you like 3 weeks worth of podcasts. So last time I did this, I brought in. I'll get to that. I'm so always all over the place, and I wonder if that's why I never get enough listeners. We'll never know unless I ask people, and even then we won't know because they're too nice and won't tell you the truth. And even if I knew the truth, I wouldn't know how to change it sometimes because this is just how my mind works. But I'm now 3 times big pickler at pickleball. I was just feeling it this time. I was doing a thing where I hit it as hard as I can to the farthest that I can, because that usually means it's harder for them to get to, because if I hit it, it doesn't matter. So the baseline is it's harder to get usually. But then I was learning how if you hit it right at their feet, that's even harder for them to get because they have to like go all the way down and in front of them a little bit to even get a little bit of a hit on it. So I was just like seeing, I don't know if you have this, but you just like have days when you're just seeing everything clearly and knowing exactly what to do. And so I was like that with pickleball that day. And, and I don't know what that is. If I could get in that space every time, I feel like I could win every game. But sometimes I'm just like feeling like weighed down. Like the last time I played, I felt like I was just trying to catch up with myself the whole time, and I only lost once somehow, but it was really bad. Uh, it wasn't fun, and there was negative energy all around, so that was part of it. So the lesson in hitting it at their feet is change your game, like upgrades, like I was saying about charging it to the game because you upped your game. So if you're doing something, and even if it's working, I was like mostly working, but when I changed up and found this other way, it worked even better. So don't be afraid to change your game because you could up your game. Um, so now I'm a foot shooter. I shoot for the foot, and and so that works out for me. Uh, but I don't know if I remembered to do that last time I played because I was like felt like so heavy. Um, and I had a nap before that. I wonder if that was part of it. I don't know. But so Scott and I did a podcast, and it's already out already, which is crazy. That's so unlike me. Um, Scott, now you know, I guess, obviously. But he's my roommate right now, and by the time you hear this, maybe not. Hopefully not. I was supposed to do fan questions, and I forgot last time, and I didn't do it last week because of blah blah blah. You already know, and I don't want to waste time on that now, so I'm going to do that next week. So I don't like to talk about therapy. I'm trying not to talk about therapy on here as much because it feels like that's for you, man. Stop sharing that with us. Like, figure it out on your own. That's how I feel, I think. Or that's how I think you guys feel, is what I mean. And so I'm just going to talk about this short story because the story doesn't work without it being at therapy. It doesn't make sense. So I was at therapy, and she was just like, out of nowhere, she's like, "You seem homesick." And I was like, I don't think so. Like, I had an opportunity to come home recently, and I didn't take it for various reasons, but I wasn't really upset about that. And and she's good at like seeing through like the because you feel different every day, you know? Like one day, I mean every moment, you know? Not even every day. Like, it's easier to break things down by day or whatever, but really it's like moment by moment you feel different. So I was feeling like good, and she's like, "You seem frustrated." I was like, I went to a coffee shop right before this. I was chilling. I got some stuff done. I was productive that day. I got some sun. I was like, I feel really good. I was like politely like, I don't really feel that. And she's like, I know, but it's like deeper. And that's like what someone would say if they were stuck in a corner, like a mentalist or whatever. Or hypnotist, or they say something and then they like kind of pivot what they said a little bit to make it right, possibly. But then I I trust her or whatever. So, and she was right this time. So take with that what you will, if you're a skeptical person. It was coming to the fact that I don't feel like I have a home. And that's so real to me because I didn't tell her this, but I never called the place I live now home. Because first of all, I was only supposed to stay there a month, so I was like, okay, this is his house. So I always called it Scott's. I'm gonna go back to Scott's. I'll meet you at Scott's, or I'll meet you at your place if I was talking to Scott's, or if I was talking to Scott. And sometimes he would correct me and be like, "You mean our home?" And that was really sweet. I have this idea that it's like it has to be mine for it to be home. And I have some weird loyalty to Pittsburgh, so if I ever say I'm going to Pittsburgh, I always say I'm going home. But even the house that my parents live in there isn't my home. It's like my parents' house that I live in, or that I would stay in, or whatever. So that is another layer to the home thing. So my idea of my home is something I pay for, and I choose to stay in for an extended period of time, and like ideally have, a wife with me or whatever. That would really make it a home. But for now, I'm cool with just having a place that's literally just my own. No roommates, unless it's one like I choose, not out of financial reasons, but for love. Either like it would have to be either pretty much Pete or a female that I've fallen in love with mutually. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah. So she's like, "You feel homesick?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." So I am really homesick because I don't have a home and I'm getting kicked out of the place that I live, in a loving way. But yeah, I need a home. I'm homesick, and she made me realize this, and that was really interesting. So I was like, yeah, I feel like I'm untethered. I'm just like floating nowhere, and I didn't know that about myself until she pointed it out, which is really interesting to me. But another thing I realized is miracles happen every day. Life is a miracle. That we're here is a miracle. That we invented microphones is a miracle. That we invented the internet to use microphones for me to hear other people's podcasts and you to hear my podcast. Miracles. Nothing but miracles. And what it feels like for me to get my new home, or my next home, or whatever, or my first home for that matter, that has to be a miracle. And so I'm like, well, it has to be a miracle for that to happen, so it'll probably never happen. But miracles happen every day. Why not to me? So that's what gives me hope, is that miracles happen every day, and I'm a miracle, and stuff that happens to me is miracles, and they can happen even more if I'm more open to it. I don't know if that's true, but they will happen to me regardless if I'm open to it or not. But I feel like if you're more open to miracles, you'll see more miracles, and you'll manifest it. I don't know, whatever that's a little woo woo, but also you could be whoever you want too, and that's a powerful thing. We have a lot of power, and we forget that sometimes. And if we can manifest things, like, that's very powerful. And even if we can't, we're still powerful. We still have the power, the willpower. We might not feel like we have the willpower, but we have the ability to have the willpower, if that makes sense. I don't know, I'm feeling very Tony Robbins right now. To cut that wave that I'm riding on, with a little humility. So I made a reel of a bit from a stand-up set I did, and it was from almost a year ago now. we'll say 9 months ish, because I don't flimsy up the numbers. So it's a fine bit. It's like a B minus, and it's part of a bigger bit, so it's not like this is the bit that I did. Anyway, so I did it. I don't want to put out my A stuff because I want that stuff for in person and everything, and I want to reuse that and all that stuff. And I've been wanting to make reels out of my stand up for a while, but so I put it out, and then it all of a sudden it got 1,700 views, which is the most I think I've ever gotten, and I was like, okay. And then I saw that it was, it had like 70% likes. And I was like, oh, okay, people like it. That's good. And then I saw I've had 4 comments, which I don't think I've ever gotten a comment on a reel. No, I got like little comments, like just kind of nothing but 1 comment or something. Kind of just saying like, oh, I saw it, liked it, very nice. And so I was like, wow, like 70% of people liked it and 4 people commented, like, it's awesome. So I started to read them, and and one of them is, dang, except the actual D word, that's weak. Okay, whatever. Why'd you say it? But all good. And then someone else said, sympathy laughs, BC, because that didn't make me smile, period. Which is like, why do you think you know if people are sympathy laughing? Like, what gives you the authority to know, like, oh yeah, those are sympathy laughs. Sympathy laughs. And you know why I know? Because I didn't laugh. It didn't even make me smile, and I'm the end all be all of, I don't like people retorting to, like, when people do the mean tweets on Jimmy Kimmel and they like say something back, it's usually like, you're saying that out of hurt. It's not actually that funny, whatever. Like the actual celebrities reading it, whatever. So I don't want to say too much about it, but I think that's silly. And then this one was kind of sweet and well-meaning. I think it's a she. She said, I'm not a stand-up comedian, but as a viewer, I would say improve your body language and raise your voice, with a thumbs up. And I totally agree with that, actually. That bit in particular, I was really nervous to do, because I don't think I did it that much or ever in while I practiced it, and I just thought of it, so I wasn't sure if that would work, and I kind of had to sing it a little bit, so I was like, I'm not great at singing, so so that was why my body language was bad, and I kind of like said it halfway into the microphone, which is really stupid. You just gotta do it and look right at the people and say it with confidence. But that was also, I think, less than a month, like 15 days, I think, after the breakup. So yeah, that's why that was like that, in part. And I don't want to blame everything on the breakup, obviously, but because I could have, like, other times I did better during that set even. So but the only actual nice, the nicest one, I should say, is this one. Finally, an awkward comedian who doesn't also give off pretentious vibes. You're welcome. That's me. Yeah, so that was funny. So overall, people liked it. Like 70% of people who, whatever. But but only the people who commented didn't like it, which is funny. So I have a practical living in the modern age for you. So Ricky has been texting me a lot, not lately, but and just saying, "Hey, are we in middle school? Just get right to it." And I'll let it go once, but he was doing it a lot. So I'll let you guys have this as well. You could use this with your friends if your weird friends do this. So I said, feel free to just text what you want to text. You don't have to greet me every time. We're already friends. And that's all I said. And then he said what he wanted to say. So that's it. I said everything. I don't get why people don't just get to the point. You could say hey, comma, and then the thing in the same text, but don't say hey and then leave it. That's so insane to me. So I learned this during soft kickball. But do your best. Like I talked about the winner's mentality and stuff. I think I called it loser's mentality before, but that's too negative of a term. So I like winner's mentality. So I'm gonna make it to this base. No matter what happens, I don't know if I have to do a somersault, a flip, kick him in the face. I'm getting to the base safely. And a lot of my teammates felt like they would try, but if it was close, they were safe no matter what in their head, and the umpire was stupid, whatever. So the deal is do your best, and then whatever will be will be. And that's for anything, dude. Run as fast as you can. Don't look at, the ball. Look at the base. Just focus on the base, and then get there as fast as you can. And then if you're out, then what are you gonna do? You did your best. Well, you can't do anything else. That's what it is. And I kind of learned that. Maybe I talked about this. I started to learn that in school with grades and stuff, but I was negatively reinforced, I believe. So I would do my best, and then studying, and then the test would be on something that wasn't something that I studied. They didn't give you enough information to study it or whatever. So it's so I just guessed on everything. So I studied for nothing, and I still got a bad grade. And then my parents were mad at me or whatever. So I couldn't be okay with the outcome. I probably was okay with the outcome, but my parents were like, "Oh, you should have blah blah blah." So, just imagining them listening to this now. So I didn't fully learn that lesson, so I had to learn it in kickball. Yeah. So do your best, and whatever will be will be. So since the season ended in kickball, they're like, "Oh, let's go get drinks as a team, as a palate cleanser, closure thing for the season." And that made me think that getting drinks as adults is just a play date, an adult play date. That's just, I don't know, that's all it is. And then we ended up, our drinks were at a bowling alley, so we literally played on a play date. And some people drank, obviously. I didn't, obviously. I gotta do client. It's so weird because at one of my other jobs, he came in and did an interview, and then he's like, "Yeah, I actually just started a podcast. I recorded the first one. They're like, what do you guys, how long does it take you guys to edit this? And they're like, well, it's live, so we don't edit it at all. It just like goes straight out, blah, blah, blah. So he was like, oh, okay. I was like, but hey, I actually recognized you from, I saw you on a whatever. I saw you on Instagram doing that podcast. And I was like, if you need someone to edit it, I'm an editor. I could do that. And he was like, okay. And so then within a few days, we had a deal. And now I'm getting money for editing someone's podcast, which is like something I've wanted to do. And I was really nervous to ask for the amount of pay. And then now I wish I asked for more. Yes, dude, that's always how it happens. But if I asked for more, maybe he would have said no, so you never know. And do your best, and whatever happens will be. I had crazy stress because I needed to get a podcast out or something. And the whole moving thing soon was going on. I didn't have enough money. I needed another job. I don't know where to get another job. I don't know what job I want. I don't know what job I could handle, you know? So all this stuff was like crashing down on me for whatever reason. And at this moment. And then I made a mistake about, like I made an hour-long mistake. Or no, I think a half hour, right? I don't know, who cares? But I made a mistake. I went somewhere without something that I needed, and then I had to go all the way back right when I got there to get it and then go back. And it was 15 minutes-ish each way. So, like I said, I'm not a math whiz, but I think that's 30 minutes wasted. So I was like down on myself about that. And then I was supposed to hang out with my Myrtle family, and and on the way there, it's close to where I live, so I was like, maybe I'll just go home. I was like, I'm such in a crappy mood that I'm just gonna bring everyone down. It'll probably be better without me. And so I was like, but I have this thing that I was gonna bring. Maybe I'll just bring it, and then I could always leave early. So I was like, okay, I'll go. And then like as soon as I got there, me and Noah, as you guys hopefully know, like just started playing like immediately. Like he was just going, and then I was going, and then we were just doing that back and forth, and that fixed me. That's all I needed. Like it didn't fix all my problems, but it fixed like my anxiety or whatever you want to call that, whatever that is. Hopefully I didn't get spit on the camera. It's probably far away enough. But sometimes that's all it takes. You got to go. And I was listening to how it's good to release energy in physical ways. And like that's kind of obvious. Like that's why people do exercise and stuff like that. Or part of the reason. And so someone did this study with like geese when they fought each other. After the fight was over and they like walked away or whatever, they would flap their wings, and that they were doing that to get that energy out, that like bad energy or trauma that they just went through, out by flapping their wings, by like doing physical activity. So I think that happened with me with the going like that's so fun that he was like, he just learned that with his mouth, so he's just like doing it, and then I was the only cool enough one to do it back with him, and then like we would just do that back at each other. It was so cute, dude. I love it. So yeah, so that was my flapping of the wings, I guess, because that fixed me. I said Scott and I did the $150, was really only a little bit over 100, but we had a budget of 150. Anyway, so we went out again a different night, and we had like a bro night, we call it, and we went to an all-you-could-eat sushi buffet, but it was it's called King Sushi. I think that there is a chain, so if you're like in a big-ish city, they should have one if you want to check it out. It's not like a buffet where you go and like grab it, like it's made to order kind of stuff. So there's a paper and you just write down, or there's all the things and you check off what you want and then they bring it. It's pretty sweet. It's like $36, so it's a lot of money, but you could eat definitely $36 worth if you're like me. So I ate so much. I ate like four whole rolls of sushi, and then two things of like bowls of fried rice and hibachi shrimp, and like soup dumplings, or I don't know if they're soup dumplings, but they were like pork and or shrimp dumplings or whatever. I just kept eating more and more, and that wasn't even all of it. I can't remember what else I had. Anyway, so that was super fun. You know me, all I like to do is eat. So me and Scott just went dummy stupid on it, and dummy stupid on it. And I haven't felt that full in recent memory. And like, usually I feel like, oh man, I ate a lot. Like after I eat and stuff, like when I get back to Scott's, not home. And yeah, I'm just like, oh man, I ate a lot. That's crazy. But like, I could probably eat more if I felt, for whatever reason I needed to do that. And but this was like, I don't want to eat for 4 days. And like I remember laying in bed like hours after, and just like I still feel like to capacity in my stomach. And so I'm trying to curb that with eating healthier other times. But it's hard. I've had a lot of opportunities to eat a lot of food for cheaply or with friends. So it's hard for me to control it, because that's my deal with myself, is that I eat healthy when it's just me, which is most of the time. And then when I'm with friends, I could go all out. But then I go way too all out. So I need to curb that, that overeating. Like, it's fun to eat with friends, but you don't have to like eat everything. Literally, I feel bad when there's food left, so I'm like, you gonna eat that? And just Tubby Town, straight up Tubby Town. Frickin' Dinucci, bro. Did I talk about this on a podcast that came out? I don't know. But Ben Dinucci is a beast. He's playing professional football in the XFL right now, and I went to high school with him. We were on the same football team at one point, and it's freaking awesome, man. I think it was the 8th grade team, and we went undefeated, right? It was 8th grade or 9th grade? 9th grade? 9th grade. I don't know. Doesn't matter. So, yeah, he actually didn't make. There were like 4 freshmen that made the high school team because they were so good. And then everyone else made the 9th grade team, and so he didn't make the team in 9th grade, so he just like balled out because he was overqualified. So that's crazy. That's like one of those Jordan stories when he didn't make the team in like 7th grade or whatever. And then he put salt in his shoes and he grew taller. So yeah, Dinucci. So he's killing it, and he has the most passing yards in the XFL. It's really cool to watch, man. And I'm so thankful that I'm like that I like watching people succeed. And I'm not just like, oh, it should be me, or like, I'm cooler than that, or whatever. I don't know what even people do that for. And like, part of me thinks, yeah, if your boy worked out every day, he could probably be a tight end in the XFL, but probably not. Most likely not. But, you never know because I'm so good at kickball. I'm just so dummy athletic. Um, but that does not take away from my love from Dinucci. Um, uh, and and I think the first game that he played uh, was the same day I got. Yeah, I think I did talk about this one that came out. It was the same day I won big pick. One of the times I won big pickler. So it was like we both really, the PR boys are winning, which is the high school that we went to, Pine Richland. It was Eli's birthday, the 17-year-old kid that I hang out with on Sundays and stuff. I definitely talked about him. And it was his birthday, so I wanted to because he didn't have a great birthday. He said he was alone most of the day, and then he had to cook his own dinner for whatever reason. And he likes cooking. He wants to be a cook and wants to have his own restaurant, which is super cool. But still, you don't want to make your own birthday dinner by yourself. So sad. But so I was like, oh, I gotta give you a good birthday, and so I promised him that we would do something, and it kept getting delayed because of various reasons, and not my fault. And so finally we did it, and so we went to a place called the Boathouse, which is really good. It's on the water, and we sat at the bar like big boys. I don't know why we did that. It just felt cooler. We went on a shopping spree. He never went shopping, so he just got a job. I think his first real job, waiting tables, and you make so much money waiting tables. I didn't know. It's crazy, especially in a tourist kind of town. But anyway, so he had $300 in his pocket, and he was about to get paid again, obviously. So we went to the mall just to kill some time, and he said, yeah, my parents give me $25 sometimes, and I'd go to the mall and I'd get maybe one thing, but that was probably mostly spent on food. So this is the first time I actually get to actually shop for stuff. So he didn't go crazy. It's not like he bought a Ferrari for $300, but he just a nice white shirt, a nice Nike one. I think it had stitching in it too. It just said Nike, and it was stitched with a swoosh. And then Crocs, just basic stuff. And I can't remember what else he bought. But then I bought him real shoes for because we were gonna play pickleball later, and he didn't have shoes. He had Hey Dudes on, but I wanted to have shoes that he could actually play pickleball in. We went to Cold Stone. I think I bought that because I had a gift card, and I bought some of his stuff that he got from Dick's, like the Crocs. We had a day. It was so fun, and we were playing pickleball, and it's random, so people randomly get picked as your teammate. So we were we'll probably get picked, and eventually. And we played 3 games, and we weren't even on the same court. We couldn't even play against each other. And I'm that's such a bummer. And we had to leave soon, so we didn't want to be late because his dad needed to leave soon or whatever. So he's yeah, be there at 7:30. So we were 10 minutes away. So I was okay, we have to leave at 7:15, for sure. And so I was it's almost 7. Let's not chance it. Let's just go. I don't want to make your dad mad. And then they read off the list of people the next game, and we were playing with each other, and we were bro, do we go or do we have to? We should try it. And we were playing the 2 best people in the league, and we ended up we were hey guys, just so you know, we have a hard out at 7:15. which I don't think that's a very common phrase. Like, I think that's mostly in the showbiz industry. Saying I have a hard out, which means I have to leave at this time, by this time, like 100%. I need to be gone, and like I have to be out hard. I think that's where that comes from. So we said we have a hard out at 7:15. If we don't finish the game by then, you guys win. We just forfeit. Are you cool with that? And they're like, yeah, whatever. And so we played like a accelerated game, like we just like no dilly-dallying at all. And we played our hearts out, and we scored. I thought we scored like up to 9 or something, which is out of 11. So they only beat us by 2 points. I'm pretty sure. It was either that or 6, but I'm pretty sure it was more than 6. Anyway, so I was really proud of us. I wasn't even mad that we lost. Like, we played really well, and so anyway, so that was just a great cap to the night that like made it solidified as like a classic day, a certified classic day. Yeah, so I just feel really special that that we could like share those things together. He never had Cold Stone before either, so it was cool. And we both had never been to the boathouse, or I haven't been in like literally years, like before I lived here. So it was really nice to have this time with him and share these new experiences with him. I just feel like really grateful that I could do that with him and show him these things that I love so much and that he could like start a love for. I just think that's really cool. A mantra that I have written on my whatever that means, written on my Mr. Rogers whiteboard, as you know, is do something, because my default otherwise is do nothing until something happens. And then you just stay stagnant. And I've probably talked about this before, but it's something I need to keep reminding myself of. So sometimes I stay stagnant, but if you do something, then that's when things start to happen. Even if it's not the right thing, you'll know faster that it's the wrong thing, so you could do something else. So do something. And this is a big thing that I've learned. Okay. My guy's here. So God bless you. And that's it for this week, but we're going to start real spicy next week, and we're going to get that thing. And thank you for listening. Leave a review, write a comment, unless it's dang, that's weak. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. What do I say? It's been 3 weeks, so I'm rusty. I hope this made you think, and keep in touch. That's what it is.
Welcome, Modern Talk. This is Modern Talk. Modern Talk. Modern Talk. Modern Talk. I hope this made you think. Why? How?
Your boy just got paid. Yes, I'd like to accept the money. Oh, I said keep it in PayPal. Like an idiot. Yes, dude, I'm too excited. I just wanted to get it over with. I'm rich again. Whatever. That's cool, but need more. Need so much freaking more. Did I win?